Is South India eating itself into a health crisis? There is a new study which challenges the long-held belief of the region's healthy diet. From Hyderabad's tech corridors to Chennai's busy streets, fast food is no longer an indulgence. It seems like it's a daily routine. A new study has found that southern states like Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Telangana, Kerala and Andhra Pradesh are spending far more on fast food than anywhere else in the world. And anywhere else in India, I beg your pardon. In fact, nearly 1/3 of the food budget in these states now goes towards processed and restaurant food, and the impact is showing. The study highlights a direct link. Higher fast food spending is associated with high diabetes rates. Kerala, despite lower fast food spending than some other states, records one of the highest diabetes prevalence rates, and they say it's because detection is much better in Kerala. And also there are lifestyle factors. There is also a divide between urban India. There is a shift. Urban India, both men and women, they seem to spend more on processed food. There are also, of course, long working hours, dual income households, and the rise of food delivery apps, which has actually reduced home cooking. Experts say patients are now developing type 2 diabetes much earlier than, and they've come to them in late 30s or late 40s. There are food habits which are changing in South, and so are its health risks. Let's talk to the experts as to what is the way out. Dr. Vidya Tiku, consultant endocrinologist and diabetologist, Yashoda Hospital, Hyderabad, and Dr. Srijit N. Kumar, endocrinologist and senior consultant, Diabetes Care Center. Thank you both for joining us. Dr. Tiku, I'm a South Indian. This show is called the South Indian. We were all told that we eat very healthy, we eat less oil, we used to eat a lot of boiled, of course, now it's changed. But what is, I mean, this is not the first time, Dr. Tiku. Even earlier I've seen it's a diabetes capital. Kerala has the highest diabetic patients, Tamil Nadu. When I ask the Tamils and the Malayalis, they say, oh, we used to eat red rice and parboiled rice, and now we are eating polished rice, etc. But what really disturbs me, Dr. Tiku, is the kind of spending. If you see 24%, 25% on, fast food and processed food. Dr. Tiku.
Yes, definitely. I mean, with urbanization and with a lot of, our population being in IT sector and doing sedentary job, and the availability on fingertips of all the food delivery apps, availability. I mean, you go down a road and you see more restaurants than you see anything else. So when there is so much food around, of course, it is very difficult to not, visit all these places. But it is definitely a very dangerous trend. I mean, so much junk food. I mean, even the healthy food, the so-called healthy food that they cook in restaurants is not really healthy. I mean, you take pesaratu, for example. If you make it at home, it is so healthy.
Yes.
The same thing, you take it, in a stall, they'll add half of it will be the rice flour to make it crispy. So even a healthy food item turns unhealthy when you eat it outside. So yes, I mean, less and less time that we spend cooking our own food, and having to resort to outside food makes it really unhealthy.
In Delhi and now in Bombay, I don't want to name the brand, but there is a dosa which is made out of butter. I think it is just harakiri, if you ask me. If you see that, oh my God! I mean, I've grown up eating dosa. I do not know about Dr. Srijit, but I've grown up eating dosa. Dosa was dosa. It's not like a sexified dosa, glamorous dosa which stares at you because it's got so much of butter and ghee floating. Dr. Srijit N. Kumar, where have we gone wrong, sir?
Madam, I would like to say that, even there is probably nothing called healthy dosa or, healthy rice or even healthy wheat, because we have to go a step beyond. Now, what we are seeing here is, a huge catastrophe brought out by the so-called junk food or the ultra-urban food, like your pizzas, your burgers, and things like that. But what we need to understand is, even the traditional food which we eat is actually not that healthy, because we consume a lot of carbs, a lot of cereals. Now, the Indian Council for Medical Research last year came out with a brilliant nutritional guideline, which says that Indians will have to restrict their carbs. Carbs means primarily the carbs come from cereals. Also, they do come from sweets, but primarily from cereals. So they have told that your grain content should not be 45%, more than 45% of the calories you eat. Or in other terms, we have to bring down all the things which are made of cereals or grains, which includes your dosha, appam, putta, idiyappam, upma, whatever is that, and substitute instead with vegetables. So I think all this data, it points to a very simple fact that we are supposed to eat what human beings or Homo sapiens are supposed to eat, where there is a very clear formula on how much carb, how much protein, and how much fat. It's nothing very ultra scientific. It all means that ICMR also tells the same thing. Fill half your plate with vegetables and eat that first. This very simple formula is the answer for the catastrophe which we are facing.
Yeah, true. But you know, my grandmother, great grandmother, they all ate like that. They ate their carbs and they were absolutely fine. But who knows? They never went for checkups. But they lived, they worked in the kitchen, they sat on the floor and cooked. They, drew water from the well. I mean, I come from Tamil Nadu. We had wells at home. They were fine. They looked wonderful. They became grandmothers at the age of 50. As I remember, there was no indigestion problem. They ate very frugally, very prudently. Dr. Vidya Tikku, I want to ask you that isn't it also an urban phenomenon that with two people earning, I see this in the younger generation, they say they hardly cook. They say, why should we cook? We don't have the time. Either we are earning, and saving up for our lives, or we are going to get into the kitchen and spend 1 hour cooking. So, don't you think that this is also a conundrum as to how do you choose, how do you juggle this, Dr. Tikku?
Yes, definitely considering that all of us are very career driven nowadays, I mean, including the females and not just the males. So one thing I would say is that probably it has to be a divided responsibility. I mean, it should not be looked only on the females that they should cook. So when we actually distribute the work, it might be possible. One can do the chopping, one can do, the cooking part. Also, health comes above everything else. That is what I tell my patients also. We have to take out time for our health. That includes exercise, that includes cooking our food. Because unless we do that, unless we are actually eating healthy, only when health is there, we can really, concentrate on the career as well. So nowadays, because of the poor lifestyle, we see so many young people in their teens and 20s entering, they are getting type 2 diabetes, obesity related comorbidities and complications. So this is really alarming. And definitely 1 hour of out of the day for cooking our own food. Or again, like what I feel is like someone else can do the chopping. But
Alright,
how much
okay.
oil has to be taken, that has to be done by
Yeah, but
ourselves.
it all sounds very good, but it's not going to happen. And I'm getting some breaking news, so I'll have to apologize. Thank you both doctors for joining us on this broadcast about why the South is eating itself to actually be so unhealthy.